Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Biajulu in the building.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Yesterday was my sister's birthday. She lives in the US. She's been there for so many years. I saw her last year. Was it last year or last 2 years? I think it was last 2 years. Yeah. So happy birthday, Jumoke. May God bless you. You have been an elder sister, a lover, a friend, everything. We just love you.
Good. And, Sugar, I think there's some people that told us to speak
them. You have to
I never checked these things, and there was one that sent me yesterday. Okay. And I promised the person I was going to try to make it. How are you doing, Mariam?
I'm doing fine. I also have like a birthday shout out for a 10-year-old. Quickly looking for it. Yes, her name, her mother sent it to us. It was her birthday yesterday, and her name is Ara Oluwa. Her mom is saying, happy 10th birthday to you, my first fruit and my womb opener. Thank you for making it easy for us to parent you, Ara Oluwa. Your generation will hear your voice. We love you. Keep being creative, keep being a source of joy. Her mother is called, her name is Moyi Oluwa. She owns Real Corn Cakes. Remember my birthday some months back? Someone sent me a cake. It was her. She lives all the way in Abuja. She did that. So
nice.
Happy birthday to your beautiful daughter.
And yes, I found the person, Titi Taiwo. It was her birthday yesterday. Of course, as usual, I missed it. But she says, happy birthday to Titi Layo Taiwo Olajumoke. Many, many happy returns was yesterday. We wish you the best. Many more years to you. God bless you.
So I want to appeal to you ladies to always check your inboxes. When they send you messages you don't see it, they come to me straight up. Please, can you help us tell Mariah? Help us tell Nima? Help us tell Mariah? They don't see their messages. They don't check their messages.
I mean, come
on. So many,
just look.
That's if you don't have work to do.
Get a PA. I have a PA.
Yeah, so I'm not going to sit down looking when I have work to do. I'm not starting now reading their messages.
We have to talk about what we're wearing.
They write so much.
Yeah, go ahead, darling.
I'm wearing House of BC.
Yeah.
I'm going global now.
I actually love this outfit.
Yeah, it looks amazing on you.
I love it as well. It's really nice.
She's the face of House of BC right now.
Nice. I love the pants.
That means a lot of dolls.
I love the pants. I like to get the pants. I'm not sure about the top, but I love the arms. That's about it.
You want us to be covered.
You can move it to, how you
I like it. Yeah, I really like this, actually. They make mine a bit more covered.
As Mommy Gio.
I'm not Mommy Gio. Please, I'm not Mommy Gio. Please, I do some nasty things. Trust me. I got nasty in me.
We are shocked.
No, we need to talk about those nasty.
I'm nasty. I could be nasty. It's Friday. So much to do. But first, we're going to tell the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Our nation. 753 Nigerian traders beg for evacuation from Ghana. Africa will miss Rawlings, says Buhari and Akufo-Addo. Stock exchange halts trading as equities rally 1.1 trillion naira in 3 hours. Ex-governor opened over 2,500 bank accounts. Shelf Xmas home trip, PTF advises Nigerians, and gunmen attack bullion van in Lagos. Okay, let's start with the major headline.
No less than, as the headline says, 753 traders living in Ghana have written a Save Our Soul letter, and they're asking the Nigerian government and to help safely evacuate them from Ghana. They're talking of all the abuse they've been receiving from the Ghanaian government. They say that since 2007, a lot of them have been going back and forth with the government on what the stipulations are for running, for trading in Ghana. Right. They say even though most of them have met some of these stipulations, they still face discrimination. Right. They're saying some of their shops have been locked for years, and landlords would still ask for rent, even though they have not been able to do any business. Some of them have goods almost expiring in those shops. So they're asking for the government to please safely evacuate them.
So they actually wrote a letter to the chairman of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, and she responded and said that they would not abandon Nigerians in Ghana, and they'll look into it, and they'll definitely take it up.
The robbery that happened in Ajah, so we all know that Ajah has been a hotbed. At least I have family members who stay around there, and they've been hearing gunshots. Robberies are really happening there almost on a daily basis. So yesterday, about 2 persons persons were killed, allegedly killed, because the police hasn't really confirmed what happened exactly. Right. But according to the story, a bullion van was going away with money, and then robbers in a Sienna attacked that bullion van. They shot till the van stopped. Right. And we don't know anything about the driver, but they carted away with the cash and ran away through the lagoon. So we're expecting the police to say something about this. This reminds me of the fact that I remember during the hoodlums attack and all that, they carted away with a lot of ammunition. Yeah. We even have a database of how much was lost. Do we know what was carted away with? We don't have no idea. So there are lots of weapons in the hands of unscrupulous elements, and it's important that the government at least tries to follow up and know where their bullets are, because they should want to trace the guns from the bullets. Yeah. I was going to say that PTF has asked Nigerians coming from the abroad, and maybe you should shelve your coming home plans, because COVID-19 hasn't gone, and they feel that you still have to go. Don't bring it in, right? Don't bring it in one, and then you still have to go to the 7 days self-isolation before you come out. If not, you won't be allowed to go around. So they are advising you, unless it is absolutely necessary, don't come home for Christmas. Travel. All right, let's start moving on to Daily Sun. Military retires 700 victims of Boko Haram. I lost my pregnancy to police cruelty, lady tells Abia panel. Hashtag NSAS 14 protesters tackle CBN in Abuja court over frozen accounts. Oyo Assembly reinstates 13 suspended caretaker committee chairman, and Baseki deputy take oath of office for second term. Okay, which story are we taking?
Take the major headline. Yeah. So the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, during their budget defense, is asking for a budget review because we have over 31.5 million Nigerians living with disability. It also mentioned that about 700 ex-military personnel have been added to this group because, you know, due to the fight for the insurgency fight, the Boko Haram fight, many of these military officers have become, you know, amputees, and so the numbers of people living with disability in Nigeria has risen, and it keeps rising daily. And so they're asking that this review needs to be done so that they can meet the health needs, education, you know, to help with the livelihood of this group of people in Nigeria. Let's take the
panel. Yeah, so the panel has of inquiry, in Abia State, about police brutality has been going on, and one lady, Dr. Anwurika Kalunta, narrated how she lost her pregnancy when SARS officials got into her apartment on a particular day, I think on the 5th of October 2020, and demanded to see her husband. They came to arrest her husband. The husband wasn't around, and they insisted they needed to take her. So they took her into their custody for about 2 days, and she didn't tell us exactly how she lost the pregnancy, but she lost the pregnancy in that process. She had to pay about 250,000 before they released her. So
in a related story, the judicial panel in Lagos State has been taken to court by some lawyers saying that it cannot be constituted by the governor of Lagos, who's also a party in this. Who is always also being somewhat accused in this whole in this whole Lekki shooting matter. So they're saying that they're asking the court to nullify and disband the judicial.
So they want to be in that panel now.
So they want to create a fresh new one.
Yeah, saying that. Anyway, let's move on to Vanguard. Hey, they're legally allowed to.
Yeah, I know what.
You
know how it is now.
Vanguard restructuring Southern Middle Belt leaders tackle Northern elders. We owe over 3,500 contractors 69.9 billion for housing projects, FG tells National Assembly. 2 dead as robbers attack Bullion van in Lagos. We talked about that earlier. Ask executive to reduce cost of governance. And veteran journalist elder statesman B.C. Lawrence dies at 87. But let me take the major headline, because yesterday I took the story when the Northern Elders Forum was saying that the entire agitation against bad governance is about weakening the North, and saying that and trying to force them to restructure, and that nobody and stampede them to the restructure. So Pandef has responded. Afenifere, Yinka Odumakin responded on behalf of Afenifere, saying that it is wrong for them to interpret it as stifling the North, and that nobody's trying to stampede the North into anything. They are the ones doing their way or the highway, and nobody's going to allow that anymore. That they cannot continue to have that narrative. Ohane Zindibu also said the same thing, that restructuring is going to happen whether anybody likes it or not. That the whole bottom part of the country has agreed to restructuring, and they're going to move on if the North wants it or not. And hey, listen, this conversation can get very, very, very
really
sensitive.
House of Reps.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, so the spokesman to the House of Reps, Benjamin Kalu, had a briefing with journalists at the National Assembly yesterday, and he was responding to a question. One of the journalists asked the question that, don't you think it's time for the lawmakers to cut down on their costs so that they can, mop up funds since the country is lamenting we do not have money and there's a lot of borrowing going on. But he said that what we need to do is to channel that question into the executive, because what happens is the executive actually gets 90, I want to get the exact 99.902% of the annual budget, and the legislatures only have 0.8%. So if we really want that change, where we want them to reduce the cost of it, they should start with the executive.
In other words, he's saying that 0.8% is what comes to the Senate.
Yes, and it's not even enough.
And that's really that's like probably their no salaries or so. But the 99% is actually the money used for the projects. And Nigerians should focus on that budget and not so much what comes to them. But either way, listen, it's all still debatable and questionable.
Everybody.
Let's move on. I was going to take a story. I think Honorable Minister of Works and Housing was saying that the budget of 76 billion is insufficient because they are owing 69.9 billion to existing contractors. That is impossible, that they should see if they can actually increase the budget for him. There's no way that amount of money can do anything going forward for 2021 budget. Okay, the Nigerian Tribune, COVID-19, WHO links 1 in 5 deaths in Africa to diabetes. Tramadol rebranded to evade detection at ports and borders, custom alerts. Those who knew my husband as SARS, robbed operatives, stabbed him to death. Pneumonia kills over 162,000 children in Nigeria annually. And Buhari, others mourn Rawlings as he died at 73. Okay, which story are we taking?
The major headline again, the World Health Organization has linked about 18% of the deaths in Africa to COVID as a result of other comorbidities, especially diabetes. So a lot of people who have diabetes tend to, be severely affected by COVID symptoms and leads to some of their deaths. And November 14th is also World Diabetes Day, and it's just a day, we're trying to bring awareness to Nigerians, to Africans about the dangers of diabetes. There are 2 types, of course, that they say. The one where your body does not produce enough, your pancreas does not produce enough insulin, and there's one where the insulin your body, that's diabetes 2, the insulin your body produces is not well used by your body. And we have lots of Nigerians and Africans within that bracket. We do not take drugs. For many people who have been diagnosed with diabetes, do not take drugs. Some of them, many Nigerians and Africans who have this disease do not even know that they are living with this disease. And this is a disease that is known to cause kidney failure, blindness, amputation of our lower limbs. Just important that we're aware of this disease. And
the Office of the National Security Advisor, ONSA, has addressed a letter to the Controller General of Customs, saying that the drug tramadol has been rebranded by manufacturers and they now call it Trafrodol. And so they need to be very careful. They should talk to every custom official, those ones who are checking all the products that are coming in, to ensure that once they get hold of that new name drug, they should find a way to send it to them.
From tramadol to Trafrodol.
Just to hide it.
I was going to add
disguise. Obvious disguise.
Yes, very obvious. Okay. I was going to add a bit more to the Honorable Minister of Works and Housing, because in addition to when he was talking about the budget, I think something that was really important that he said I thought was important for us to mention is the fact that the elephant in the room is the abandoned projects Nigerians are talking about. People are consistently having been owed money for projects they've not been able to complete. And he's saying that he's appealing to the House not to bring in new projects. Pick from the old ones and focus and finish what we have. Because right now, they have limited funds available. So he's appealing to them, but obviously the House said, no, leave that one, don't start. They responded, let me get the exact response here. But the committee opposed the idea, asking the minister to put forward a supplementary budget to pay the contractors that build schools under the special intervention program. So he was saying that we don't need additional budget for this.
Let's finish what's on ground.
The projects we have on ground. It should provide a supplementary budget. I think let's just take the final paper, The Guardian. I think we have space for one more paper.
Okay.
Banks get risk-shy, engaged agents. Ghana, African leaders mourn Rawlings as he dies. I think The Guardian. Yeah, I think, yeah.
The former president of Ghana, 2 terms, he did under the military, and then Democratic President John Jerry Rawlings died as a result of COVID-19 complications yesterday. And so our hearts go out to the Ghanaians. Everybody's writing. The president has sent his condolence visit. I think Obasanjo wrote as well to the Ghanaian president. Everybody will miss him. Yeah, go ahead.
He's one of the few handsome presidents Africa's ever had, you know?
Oh my God.
Is that the legacy?
Yeah,
part of it.
How many handsome presidents have we had in this?
We should have more handsome presidents.
Yeah, very handsome man. Very handsome, good-looking man. Very, very good-looking man. I miss that. How many of our own ex-presidents are handsome?
No, I'm just saying.
We flog you to.
No, his looks is good.
Yeah, looks a good man, you know, but he left
the
a legacy. We all remembered what he did.
The legacy.
How he what? Let's not go into that. That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, it's Friday. We're still gisting. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. All right, so we're going to our hot topic. Because I started this matter of fine, not fine. The ladies are not. Somebody now said, how can I say that Nigeria never had a fine president? That we had the head of state, Babangida.
Yes,
and so I take it back. So yeah, Babangida wasn't, but he was a bit vertically challenged.
Oh my God!
He didn't have the height.
Are we not defining the fine?
Okay,
do we want tall, dark, and handsome?
No, I mean, okay, but he was fine.
Boo Boo was fine the first
Who is
time
Boo
around.
Boo?
Boo is fine. He's still fine.
The current president.
Yes.
No,
First
he's
time
not.
around.
But the first time when he was general.
Yeah.
No, he's a fine guy actually. He
a
has
fine
good
man.
features.
Yeah. And
Anyway.
he's tall.
Yeah.
But I don't think we really have we've had really serious fine.
Donald Duke.
Governor of
Cute.
Cross River State.
Yes, cute.
Yes, he
Who
was
else?
fine.
Who
Who
else?
else? I think that's about it.
I mean,
count.
Abdul Salam.
Governor Femi is not bad. He's not bad.
He's Beard Gang.
Who is that? Abdul Salam?
Yeah. Beard Gang. And you know, he's in right now. And
Yeah, I don't
he's
really
all
like
white
it. He
and
had a
everything.
round face. It's not that fun.
Oh my
Round
God.
face. Beauty is in the eye of
What
the
about the
beholder.
Ogun State's governor, Dabo?
Ogun State. Yeah, okay, he has tall.
He
He has
can
height.
pass,
He has
yeah.
height.
He
He's
can
okay.
pass for a fine
Then
guy.
Governor Akeredolu.
Okay.
Fair skin. No, not fair skin. He has the white gang also. He's
Okay.
tall. He's not bad.
I mean,
fine
Nigerians
guys.
are fine
I think we
people.
should do better when it comes to governance.
Yes,
Let's
we
push
should.
Yeah,
those
right.
ones that when
Edo
they
State,
stand
you
and they
guys
talk
try.
like an Obama.
Try in Edo State for us, please.
Edo has
We're
ever
gonna try for
had
the
any.
Edo.
And Edo guys are fine. Like I can testify.
As I can think back.
don't
Okay,
know what
Ibuni Dion.
happens.
It's the same.
But Edo guys are really fine.
Hey.
I can bet.
Yeah, I don't see that in your governorship.
Let it show, please. The next time around, please. Do something.
I'm going to be in trouble this day. They will call us from all over the country. Lagos State is just...
Fine.
Someone
He's okay.
He's fine.
He's a C+. He's a C+.
No, he's a fine guy. He's tall. He has a good height.
He has a good life, but he's not...
Tall, dark, and handsome. What are you talking about?
He's okay.
I'm not mad at him.
But the last one was a nice teddy bear. Cute, chubby teddy. Former Governor Ambode had this teddy bear, chubby
Not my
kind
style,
of
though.
cuteness.
not my style, too.
Yeah, not very nice. Oh, Fashola is...
Oh,
Yeah.
more personality.
He has,
He has the
the
charisma,
charm.
the charm. Yeah. Can we move on to our topic now?
Yes, we can.
And he put us in trouble. Okay, so today we're discussing the influence and positions of celebrities during a cause or a protest. Should they always be involved? Should they be at the front line? Should they be silent observers? I mean, this came to the fore when we observed the back and forth between Tiwa Savage and Beyonce. And Tiwa Savage was in her own heart trying to reach out. I mean, I'm sure maybe she knows Beyonce personally or something. And she just felt like, listen, I lend your voice to this. But by the time they responded, they're like, Auntie, we have our own struggles here. We also have our own things that you don't know what we go through. And it now brought to the conversation that, is it really important for celebrities to get involved? Especially because some of them are even regretting it, that would it affect their brand, their personal, how they are seen? Because at the end of the day, you do aluta. Yes, people, but you go and perform for these people, these government. They're paying some of them. I mean, we discussed on the table where some government officials will give them contracts, or they come and sing at their events, and they
buy the tables.
They buy the tables, that kind of thing. So, do you think it's right for celebrities to get involved in these kind of causes?
I think it's important if that is what you want to do. But I believe that when it comes to celebrity brand, they should be as apolitical as possible. So your brand name or what you do for entertainment shouldn't be known to be attached to a particular political, maybe party, but you should have a cause. So there are some things like, I think a cause for human rights, it should be a cause that every human being, pushes for. But when it comes to political parties, I think celebrities should really stay out of it, because it will definitely affect your coins. This is your job, and you don't want that to affect that. But it is not something you should do. But when you decide to be part of this cause, make sure that you're in because you want to, and you're there to face the consequences of what you've decided to follow. But also, I think the question is, should you demand of another celebrity to join the cause because you are part of it? I know that there are many people who their brand makes them seem like they're extroverts, they're out there. But personally, they're doing so much, and they're quiet people. So once they drop off the toga of celebrity, when they go back to their homes, they're private people. They do whatever goodwill on a private scale. So to pull someone out like that, sometimes it may come across as if you're attacking the person, you're saying you're not doing enough, but you do not know their backstory. So I think that we should all there are some causes that every human being should be a part of. So we should all have that.
So if we look at it in different ways, Black Lives Matter was a cause that happened. It happened on them. I mean, they've been going through this struggle for so many years, and they had an opportunity once to bring it out to the fore that the entire globe practically stood still during that period. And because they have followings, because they have influence, it made sense for them to be part of that struggle. So the question is that, don't you think it would be a disservice to them as a celebrity if you are at the verge of a revolution, or you're at the verge of this major change, and you're not standing to be counted? Maybe that's how many of them feel like, shouldn't if this thing changes, shouldn't I be able to confidently say, I participated in this? So that is part of that need for them to participate in a struggle.
Okay, so for me, I think it's a choice. People start out in their businesses for different reasons. And people try as much as possible to pay attention to the environment the way that they think they can. So sometimes we just pick the individual. We forget about the brand. The brand may not want to be affiliated with anything in that regard, no matter what it is, whether it's for human rights or all of that. But we're doing a business. Let's not just mix things up. And then we don't see those celebrities come out to stand in and we judge them, forgetting that they are not, they don't own themselves. They are actually working for brand ambassadors. There is a business. So it's a matter of, am I interested from the bottom of my heart, or do I just want to go because everybody else is standing up? Let it seem like I'm in support, just in solidarity, when it's not. I don't care about it. So I would want us to encourage people to care about what's happening, but not force them if they choose not to, because not everybody will come out there. People have their different reasons why they want to come in or not.
Let me take this call from Abu Bakr. Are you there? Thanks for calling.
Hello?
Abu, thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. I want to put a part in what you are discussing.
Yes.
I think political musicians, all our celebrities in Nigeria should be able to participate in the protest, because we are all Nigerians. They work for those people during the elections. And those people they work for fail them. And they have family as well in this country. As a Nigerian, they have family. So they should not look at their job if they are patriotic to their nation. So they should be able to fight for their country. And look at Fela, the great Fela in his time. He supports his people. He supports when the government fails the country, he will talk. When the country fails government, we will talk. So that is how it's supposed to be. They should not attach anything to you.
Let me take it. I'll go on a break. Let me go on a break. We'll come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. So we're still on this issue of celebrity involvement in protests and causes. So you're going to respond to...
Yeah, so I wanted to say, there are different types of entertainment. There are celebrities who decide to go into entertainment to be the voice of the people, activist, and that was Fela. He was an activist. He was the voice of the people. That was his type of entertainment. There are other artists who are just there to make people happy, make people laugh away your sorrow. Now, it would be unfair to put that burden of the activists on those celebrities because they are out there and they have a followership. People do things for different reasons. And I think sometimes we forget that these people are human beings who have their own feelings, who have a right to decide this is the path that I want to go to. While it's advisable that everybody should care, it's also advisable to not, project how you want it to be on those people. They may not even be in line with what you're saying. They may not have experienced anything. And they don't believe in what you're saying. But then because this is the right thing to do, you impose it on them to be there and speak because they have a fan base. I think we should take that away from them.
Okay, let me take this call from Chris. Chris, are you there?
Good morning.
Morning, thanks for calling.
First time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Okay, please, let me address this issue. I think every artist, every celebrity has their right to support or contribute to any cause they wish to. But I think the way they go about it is what we should look into. I think it's more of clout chasing for them, for our Nigerian celebrities. There are better ways we can impact the society. If you do civil and voter education and talk to people to continuously go and put their civic responsibilities, that's fair, that's okay. And for the first instance, I think that's also fair and okay for them to lend their voices to support the youth. But they also have a bigger role to play. Can our artists, our celebrities, try to form developmental projects in their communities? Look at Rashford, what he did during the COVID in the UK. He single-handedly raised up and called on his fellow celebrities to support and give food to the homeless kids. Can build our artists can build ICT centers to help people learn more, to help people to solve the societal problems. They can also go to the studio and compose the song. Look at USA for Africa back in those days, back in the 80s. When they want this album, they can help generate money and help to support common.
Thank you so much, Praise. I like the idea, but you see, I think we also overestimate the kind of money that celebrities in Nigeria make compared to their counterparts abroad. Because the truth is that it's really nice for them to do all these great lofty things, but if you really look within, our system hasn't been built for them to kind of get the kind of money that their counterparts are getting abroad. And that's one of the reasons why they probably want to participate in in these causes. Because at the end of the day, it's a greater good for all. All of us. They're not going to become celebrities in another country. It is this Nigeria that they come from. So I think that's why they want to identify. But the question goes back to the Tiwa Savage and Beyonce matter, that should we insist or try to force others to join, even though it's an extremely important cause. So like Black Lives Matter, there's some celebrities that were criticized for not getting involved. Yeah. Others were saying that, they're doing it their own protest in their own way. But the thing is, what does your own way mean? And how can it be effective and impactful?
You see, personally, long before your view, I'm a very private person. And there are things that I have done and I still do that will remain private. It's just the way I do it, and it's just the way I feel comfortable doing it. It's the way I get joy from doing it. I'm not the sort of person that will do something and just broadcast it, And when someone even calls to say thank you, I feel even more uncomfortable. I'm like, it's done, and let's move on. And I think that our society now wants to put everybody in one box. Well, we should all be the same. We should all express ourselves the same way. Some people do not like to be seen as the face of anything. They want to be the worker behind, doing all the work. They are doing so much work, but they don't need to be the face. There are some people, they are just faces. They are very good. They are eloquent. They'll say the words. They'll sing the words. But that is it. But it's a role that they are playing, and they're respected for that. Respect people who are doing so much work behind the scenes. That you're doing something behind the scenes does not make you less important than the person in front. So I think we need to have that, understand that people would make their contribution the way that they are most comfortable, as long as they are making, impactful contributions to whatever cause it is that we are.
Let me take this call from Tayo. Tayo, are you there? I'll take a few tweets too.
Tayo,
thanks for calling. Go ahead.
Good morning. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
And I just want to contribute. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you very clearly. Go ahead, please.
I'm a first-time caller. I'm a grandma.
Oh, welcome, ma.
Yes, great. I just want to contribute to what people are saying about celebrity.
Yes.
Celebrity or no celebrity, that is their professional line. The number one, I agree with the other lady, Obiajulu, if I'm not making a mistake.
Yeah.
When she said they are human beings, which is true. They are human beings. And one thing I should want you people to believe that they are concerned. Number one, they are youth as well. When you start to discriminate and say this one is a celebrity, this one is a business person, this one is this, it won't work. So anybody who is interested and is under the age and on the line of the age can contribute. And apart from that, these youth, they are their fans. If even they are not Nigerians, and all these people, they are Nigerians as well. What I just believe is that let us take the one that we can take from people, and we should not, decline some people that they are not this, they are not that.
Right. Thank you very much.
I share you people. It's a long time. I've been trying to get to people.
Thank you.
I respect your
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I also wanted to point out, when the mom responded, Beyonce's mom responded, first of all, when I saw the message that Tiwa reached out to Beyonce, I was asking myself, does she need to do that? This is an American. It's not compulsory. Even if she uses, we are not the only African nation. She uses Africa basically for her music and all of that. But we are not the only. We have Uganda, we have South Africa. We have
artists participating.
It's not by
Many
force. So I know, but it's not by force. So you reaching out and making it seem like because you sing about Africa, you must be at the front lines of this, I feel it's more like infringing on her right as a human being to have her own choice. So the mother now responded and explained that they have actually been working and nobody should, showing that you can do it your own way. Like Miriam has said, everybody should be able to do it their own way. Some of us did not go out with the placards, but we're doing what we could do.
I mean, I personally think that it was good for Tiwa to reach out. Reaching out is reaching out.
And no
that's why
reach out
you say
like
yes
fights.
or you say no. But their response for me was distasteful. I mean, she was only trying to reach out to you. You then making it look as if she's forcing you or trying to twist you is where I feel that it was not necessary.
Okay, so I remember there was a particular cause that American celebrities were pushing one particular time, and Kevin Hart called out Beyonce to make a contribution. So they were raising money and called her out publicly to make a contribution, and it was sort of the same response that they gave, and that was long before this particular call. So it's important that you know the person. Secondly, there was a particular message the mother also said. You know her team. You could have reached out privately. That's the thing. Not everything has to be done when you're in front of the camera. You would have sent her a message. You were communicating with her. I'm not saying Tiwa Savage did a bad thing, but I'm saying that the response she got was because of the sort of person this person is. And sometimes sometimes it's not that both of them are wrong. It's just, you are not on the same wavelength right now. She would have reached out to her privately, I believe. And we already sort of know the history of Beyonce and how she doesn't like to put her voice or her face on causes
she's
like
a private
this.
person.
Meanwhile, she's doing things from behind the scenes.
How are you going to show that you know Beyonce? But let me talk to you. Linus, are you there? Oh, we lost that call.
Everything is. I'm still waiting for a tweet to load, but everything is not about show, really. Like when you go to a party and somebody wants, because they know that you don't like to spray, they'll now come and bring the plates and dance, so that today you show people that you're actually a stingy person, you don't like to do this. Meanwhile, you could have given the envelope to the celebrants privately, but because you're not a public person. So no, I think we are moving to a world where if you don't see it, then it's not happening. And most of it is audio. Nothing is happening. Everybody's just shouting, making noise. They are not doing anything. Once they live there, they face their life. They don't even care. So we should get to a point where we get to the solid, which is I'm giving the action. I don't have to make noise about it.
Thank you.
We should get there.
Let's wrap up.
Yes, Ogumola Emmanuel says, just as a celebrity gathers support for their brands, fans have same right to call them out to support a cause. They have louder voices, strong influence with wider reach. It is annoying for them to wait to be called upon. Humanity is everyone's responsibility.
I like that too. So I think I'd like to wrap up what Obiajulu said, is that it doesn't have to be the show. There are people that are doing things behind, you have no idea. And we shouldn't discountenance that just because we don't see the evidence of it. Yeah. But either way, I also agree with the school of thought that we are all in this together. Your struggle is our struggle. At the end of the day, we're all going to benefit from from the benefits of the struggle. So I think everybody should participate some way or somehow they can, in any way they can. Let's go on a break now. When we come back, we'll talk about other topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. So we would like to ask this question. Moving on to another topic. Do you think it's a good idea to distribute free condoms to secondary school children, pupils actually? What are your thoughts on this? This debate is ongoing on social media, and we thought we should add our 2 cents to the conversation. You can call us on 090-241-63440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourVTVC so we can read your tweets. Okay, so condom. Children. Those are 2 things that don't go together. Condom and children, they are from 2 different worlds. But yeah, I mean, the thought of the fact that young people are engaging in all sorts of sexual activities is something worth talking about because, you know, because of all the regulations, we try to sweep these things under the carpet. Let's not talk about it. Hush, hush, you know. And the more we hush, the worse things get. People don't talk about it, and these people, we are seeing them there blatantly engaging each other in these activities. And you see pictures on social media. You see, you know, people, I mean, I saw one that was so appalling. A young child, the teacher was doing her rounds. The boy and girl were together. In a corner. And she was, they were right there. They had, I think they had, was it a laptop or a book? Something was in front of them. So the teacher couldn't see. The teacher, we saw the teacher passing. But the girl was there giving the guy a, and the guy was next door, right there. And he was there looking up. And she's there. No, she was. No, I think somebody behind her. So she was there doing this and in secondary school. Listen, this is a needle dropping conversation that you can go silent. But the truth is that we need to really think deep about this. Should we begin to distribute these things for free? Should we let these people do this thing and let us know, say at least that it is safe? Or do we continue to preach abstinence?
And pretend like it's not happening.
Pretend it's like it's not happening.
You know, when I saw the topic, I was like, hey, what? Hey, if you distribute, I'm not just telling you how I would. You know, I have kids.
Exactly.
Now.
How old are they?
They're growing. She has entered secondary school already. So I was like, hey, I held my heart and I told myself, I said, okay, I wouldn't want to be my kind of parents who pretended like it wasn't happening. You know, our parents had a way of, no, don't. Their only advice is, do not. If they touch, you will get pregnant, and that is it. So they just put that fear and they feel they have done their job. I don't want to be that kind of parent, because I passed through secondary school and I know what happened. And it was just a few of us that survived as virgins. that graduated as virgins, just a few. Me, I didn't have opportunity, maybe I wouldn't have. But just a few, we saw it happening. And I know that if you want to say, okay, come out straight and distribute condoms, it may seem like you're validating sex. But the truth is, these kids are doing it. Whether you give them condoms or not, they are working it. And I would prefer an approach of having a proper conversation with them, telling them the pros and cons, and then if peradventure you cannot hold yourself, please protect yourself. Now, when you do that, a reasonable child understands that I'm not supposed to do this, you know. But if they now decide to do it, would it not be safer for us if they protect themselves than to come with STDs and pregnancies that we're not even ready to have? That's another conversation altogether.
Okay, Mariam, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think?
Because I look at the age of the child. I mean, when you say secondary school, sometimes you forget that we're talking of 10-year-olds.
11-year-olds.
11-year-olds. So we're talking of preteens and teenagers. By the time they leave, they are 16. What do they know? Children should not be having sex at all. But yes, it's a reality that some do. But I do not think, at least when I was growing up, I don't know what the world has become now. When I was growing up, there were a few that did. You know, what I went to an all-girls school. And I would never forget when we were in our final year, we used to gist of when that time comes. So it was something we saw in our future, you know, to do. It was not something we were planning to do then. Yes, you get all the temptations. Your body is changing. You see, you know those changes. But I don't know, we sort of kept each other accountable. At least the group that I was in, you know, I don't know if the other groups, what they did, you know, but the group of girls that was, that, you know, I was part of, it was not something you wanted to do right away. And then if you have a mother like mine, where you know that any battle you do, you're dead. You know, so that kept me the straight and narrow. And also, as you said, the opportunity. I was so tall, skinny, and
we were not fine
no
that
boy
time.
Looked at me.
Exactly.
Anyways, so maybe the ugliness of
that
that
was our case.
And helped me. So I do not think that condoms should be given out to children. But I think that because when we do that, I feel that we have given up on talking to children.
Okay,
we need to just let them know that.
I like that angle. Let me take this call. Ijoma, are you there? IJ, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, you're live.
Okay, good morning.
Morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, I can
Good
hear
morning.
you.
Morning.
Yeah, I'm there. How are you?
Very
We're
well.
fine.
Okay, I'm happy to have, you know, gotten you people today. Yeah, I've been trying all year.
Hey, good to
how
have
are
you.
you?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This morning. But I don't have anything to contribute. I just want to say that I love you all and we love what you're doing.
Thank
May
you.
good luck continue to help you.
Thank you
bless
very
you
much.
all in Jesus' name.
Amen. Okay, I was going to, because I had a very good friend back in the US then, and I remember she was trying to, when she found that I was a virgin, she was trying really hard to get me to do. She's like, what nonsense at this age, what rubbish is that? No, we have to get this thing sorted, you know. And she used to try to, we have to find someone. So the guy was trying to hook me up with then. And when I got into a conversation with her at some point, like, okay, how did you get to this point where you've been doing this thing for a while? I said, listen, that when she was younger, she and her cousin used to come over all the time. And they'll be under the sheets together, and her mother would walk in, think they're playing, and she would just walk out. Her mother was there, saw them. Her mother never asked, what are you two doing under the sheets? They'll be playing together on their mother's bed, on her mother's bed. And he was a boy, and they were doing all sorts of things, and the mother never got involved. She just felt that they're children, they're playing. Yeah. So the question, therefore, is, at what point should a parent begin to pay attention and suspect? Because you don't want to draw your child's attention to these kinds of things until you're sure she's actually already in that box. So at what point does the parent begin to observe and know that maybe I shouldn't allow this relationship, because you don't want your children to feel as if you don't trust them either.
Yeah, so for me, I know that every parent will try as much as possible to protect the innocence of their children for as long as they can. Unfortunately, not every parent is equipped to parent. They do not understand what it is to parent. It's not about get belle, born the pikin, give her food, give her milk, give her this one, leave her. As immediately you give birth to your child, your observation starts from the hospital bed on how the nurses look at the baby, the people who carry the baby. I don't know if I've shared it on this table. There was a time a worker came into the house and was doing some, I think it was the chairs or something, and then told my little baby, Kosiso was about 3 years then. I said, come and kiss me here in the cheek. When I pounced, that was the last time he worked for me. When I pounced on him, he did like film. I said, what? He said, no, they play. I said, what? Kiss who? On the cheek. He said, na cheek. I said, what? As what now? I said, yeah, before I open my eye, you know. So I am so suspicious that even the way the brother looks at the sister, I am a very suspicious person. I'm observing. So that if that look passes the normal look that I know, you will explain what has happened. So it's not for us to wait till a certain age when they're already ripening and blooming for us to now start having. From the time you give birth to your child, pay attention to all the kind of play. In fact, there was a day I heard, let's play, you know, the role play, kids growing up. Let's play mommy and daddy. The way I jumped up.
That mommy and daddy.
Never.
Don't allow it. Oh.
You see this play? Mommy and daddy never.
I played it as a child.
I played too. Are you telling me? I know mommy and daddy.
I know what mommy and daddy have.
I was like, never. Play teacher. You hear me? Play teacher. Carry cane, carry book.
Did you play mommy and daddy?
Doctor and nurse.
Did you play
better?
Oh, you did doctor and nurse.
Hey, oh.
Wait till we check your nipples for you.
I didn't play doctor and
I
nurse.
didn't know that.
I don't know. Mommy and daddy was just like that, so I don't know what kind of mommy and daddy is. But doctor and nurse, they'll use stethoscope to check if it's.
Are you serious?
So it's not about the name of the. It's what they end up doing.
Oh, wow. Imagine that.
But I think that we should be observant, as soon as possible. My daughter is 6, and we have conversations, age-appropriate conversations. So she's aware. Nobody calls you wife. Nobody calls you baby, because there's one of my staff that calls her, oh, baby. I said, no, that's not her name. Her name is Emma, and that's what I expect you to call her. And I've said to her. So we now have a situation where everybody that looks at her is said to me, he just looked at me. Or you can't say, she tapped my bum. I'm like, okay. But what I do is, I don't calm her down.
Okay.
I take that. I make it a conversation. I'm like, thank you for telling me. I will handle it, because I want us to err on the part of over information than the part of maybe it's not so important.
Exactly. It happened before. Let me go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. So I'd like to take this to another angle, because youngsters always find a way to go around when they want to do something. And we're still talking about distributing condoms because youngsters are having sex. Now, in a situation whereby children are window shopping, but they don't shop, where they play around all the, but they don't go to the target. And they feel like that is safe, because hey, I'm still a virgin, but I do the other window shopping. I've not bought the market. I mean, do you think, I don't even know how to ask the question.
Myself, I don't know how to ask for you.
If they should now have the conversation, I think they should, by that time, you are already having conversation with them. I just hope, with our children, is that we have the sort of relationship that they are so comfortable with us that they can talk to us. I know that at a certain age, they will not open up completely with you, but there are things that would sort of, let you know that this person may be trying a few things and trying to make up her mind or his mind on how far they should go. And it is just conversation. I've been in a situation where a niece opened up to me about how far she had gone. She had not gone. She was window shopping. And I could not tell her mom, because I know her mom's a typical Nigerian mom. She would don't catch her and beat her, and then of course she would never open up or trust me with anything. Of course, we talked about STDs, we talked about that. And sometimes, because they are very informed and vocal about many things, you would be surprised that there are some things they don't know. When you now talk to them about some STDs, they're like, oh, really? They're like, with all this, your brains and everything you seem to know, you know all the words to the song. You mean you don't know how bad this can get. So some of them just need a relationship with someone that they can trust and open up with, and then that is when you use the opportunity to constantly remind them.
You can still catch STDs by window shopping.
Yes. By window shopping.
Let me take this call from
Mercy. You guys are horrible.
You can.
Hi, Mercy. Are you there? Hello, Mercy.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I've been trying this a very long time, and I'm glad I've been able to reach you.
Good to have you, Mercy.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Okay, my idea or my view about distributing condoms in secondary school, I actually do not think it's a bad thing.
Okay.
Because we are in a generation or an age whereby children learn faster than you think. They learn from their classmates, from their neighbors, from people around. So it's not just what you as a parent is teaching them. They learn from everybody around. So I think sex education should be at a very early stage. Maybe once your child can talk very well and communicate. I have 2 girls. I relate with them. My second girl is just 2 years, and I let her know nobody should touch you. In fact, when I come back from work, she told me, Mommy, Ruby touched my bum. That's her elder sister. Now, I let her know that I'm your best friend, and you can tell me anything. Now, when they go outside and they see stuff like this, they come back to tell you that is if you're already teaching them. But when you're not teaching them stuff like that at home, they'll be scared to relate it to you. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from. So I think distributing condoms is not a bad idea at all. There are people who already know what it is. There are people who do not know and need to go back home to either their parents or their guardians to tell them, this is what I saw in school today, or this is what was given to me in school today. What is it about? Like when I was in secondary school, I had photo and Rambo shared cards. And so when I said, I was like, what is this? I was just in Jet 2. And then when I went home, I gave it to my mom, and she was laughing. The very first time I saw my message, I was crying. I wound myself, we called me. My mom told me, you're becoming a woman. Now, that thing they gave you then, go and bring it. That is what you'll be using.
Thank you.
I think it's a very good thing when you start teaching your children.
Thank you so much, Mercy.
Yeah, yes. So I had a friend recently who was gisting me what she found in her daughter's phone. Her daughter was 16. And then she just stumbled and started searching, and then she saw conversations. This is someone who believes that I've given her the word of the Lord, I'm this, I'm that, nothing, my kids cannot do this kind of thing. They have gone far, window shop, everything window shoppable, but they've not done the main one.
They've not bought the package.
And then the girl keeps telling the guy, I'm not ready for this, I'm not ready for this. So she was asking me, what do I do? The first thing that came to my mind is, if I have to start giving my children, advice on how to go, I would advise them that no carry food where you no want chop, smell them. Because I know that growing up, a lot of people lost their virginity when they were not ready to, They prep, they prep you into, okay, don't worry, we can date without going there. Let's just do this and do that. And from do this and do that one day, they keep pressuring you. One day, you will not know when you will say, okay, go ahead. So if you know you are not ready to go the long haul, don't do window shopping. Stay away. You can date without kissing anybody.
Well, you know that when you're young, you will try something. You may not go as fast as some others, but you will try, because it's just our bodies. We are curious. You're developing things.
And you're feeling a certain type of way.
You're feeling a certain type of way. Or you're in school.
So should we condemn a young person who's going through that and wants to explore? Because
we just need to have that conversation. Where I'm going is that some parents have had this conversation. They have told the child everything. And I remember now, when you're sitting with your friends, they'll say, oh, my mom said this, but because at that age, your mom is old school. What does she know? She's so local. So the thing is, if the school, just going back to if the school gives out the condom, if the school gives out those material, apart from condoms, should they now also give contraceptives? If they do that, it's like a...
So so
it's like you're opening a particular door. But for us, for those of us who saw teenagers at that time getting pregnant, it shocked us into, wow, don't even go there, because look at what has happened to this person. As much as we say your life may not really change, you can pick up, somehow their life stalled a bit.
Let me take this call.
That can also be a...
Ebere has been holding for a while. Ebere, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Okay, hello, good morning.
Morning, you're live.
Yeah, hello. I've been trying to reach you guys.
Welcome.
I just want to chip into something.
Yes.
This thing happened some time ago when I was married, and my husband and son came in. It's son from another woman, Pilgrim. He came in, and also my husband's sister's daughter came into the house, And this boy is this kind of person that my husband would not want me to scold him and all that. Do you understand?
Right.
So when I gave birth to my second child, then my mom was alive. So my mom, I was sleeping at the master's room. My mom was in my room, children's room. And this girl, my husband's sister's daughter, which is my husband's niece, and my husband's son, they were in the other room. I never ever imagined they came for holiday. I never ever imagined. To my widest dream, I just stood up because I was making I wanted my first son to sleep. That was to take CS in the afternoon. That was around 1:30. So my greatest surprise, when I walked into that room, this girl, at that time she was 13, and this boy was 7. They were making love.
Did you say
7 or 17?
Hello?
Did you say 7 or 17?
No, I said the girl is 13 and the boy is 7.
7?
I was shocked to what I saw.
Oh my God.
So what did you do?
Do you understand? I was shocked. I was
So what did you do, Ebere?
Because they pulled their pants. The girl was on top of the
Okay, let's not get too graphic, Ebere.
So
we
what
get the
did you
point.
do?
What did you do about it?
I screamed when I saw them.
Okay.
I've never seen such before. I screamed. So I now called to my mother. I could not say anything. My mother said, why didn't I hold them? So what I did, the evidence, because I know that truly when I explain things to my husband would never believe me. So my mom said, okay, I should get the phone and record the phone. I recorded them. They were telling me, the boy said they have been doing it in their former house, in their house. And the girl said he used to do it once in a while. The boy said he has a girlfriend.
Hey.
So,
Okay, I think, Ebere, I'd like us to move away from the gist of the matter to how we solved that problem. So, how was it solved going forward? Did you take them to counseling? Did you get the parents involved? What exactly was done?
I got my husband involved. I called my husband. My husband was like, instead of my husband to scold him, I was like, he's still a kid. I was so mad. I was bitter. So what I did, I said I don't want him in my house because my kids are growing. Children are watching. And there's nothing I say or you will say, definitely it's not from me.
Right.
Do you understand?
Right. Thank you so much, Ebere. Thank you very much, Ebere, for that. Really, I mean, thank you so much, Ebere, because this is the reality that we are facing.
Yes.
As much as everybody wants us to hush about it.
Abstinence is happening.
Don't do it. It is happening. We heard it, 7-year-old to a 13-year-old kid.
Oh my God.
So it's now, how do we begin to have a proper conversation where parents are empowered? Even if you're a guardian is empowered on what to do. I see this thing happen. Because you have to help that child. If you don't help that child, he's going to become a serial something in future. And so, that's more detrimental to the society. So we need to solve the problem somehow.
I think we should stay away from being in denial. You know, parents always want to, no, my son cannot. If they don't catch you red-handed, they find a way to, no, you did not see it exactly, and wave it off, you know. But I think we should move from what next, which is more like finding, there are counselors that can start, you know, helping the children come out of that behavior. It's actually a learned behavior, which if you follow, but most of us do not understand that we can get people to get, because you don't want them to know that your family or your son has done this kind of thing, and you try to hush. So I would say that kind of situation, when you have, and both parents need to be together. Now the father was saying, forget, it doesn't matter. You need to bring him to that table to agree that this has happened, and we should together look for a solution. Get a therapist or something.
If I find a 7 and a 13-year-old person in my children doing that, definitely there will be investigations on who caused that to happen to a 7-year-old. That 7-year-old did not start with that 13-year-old. That 7-year-old may have been abused or something. We need to find the cause of it, and then conversations will start. I know that Nigeria do not have the culture of going to somebody, a therapist who can sit down with a child and do this, but we need to do that. The 13-year-old is just as in the same boat as the 7-year-old.
A victim.
A victim of probably abuse or just parental negligence, you know. So it's important
we have to wrap up on
conversations with these children.
We have to wrap up on this, but I think I'd like to end just to remind us that we obviously don't condone sexual activity amongst young people. That is totally wrong, and no parents wants to see that. But it's important for us to have this conversation so parents know that it's happening and they shouldn't be in denial. Have conversations. People who are saying that they want to distribute condoms to schools, they have a reason for saying that, but also saying, don't let that take away from the conversation, because no matter how much condoms you distribute, if you don't have that conversation and counseling that is required for these young people, it won't solve that problem. So that's not how to solve the problem. Solving the problem is having a conversation, reminding these children the risks involved in getting involved in this activity, and that's key. And we need to continually have this conversation. It's not a one-off conversation. It's continuous till they are mature.
Everyday conversation.
That's all we can take on the show. Hope you've learned a few things as we have. Have a fabulous day. See you tomorrow. No, we'll see you Monday.
See you Monday.
See you Monday. Bye for now.